Title: Shifting Tides. Once upon a time, nestled between towering skyscrapers and historic landmarks, there existed a tight-knit neighborhood known as Greenwood. For decades, it had been a haven for artists, immigrants, and families who built their lives among its cobblestone streets and charming brownstones. Maria Rodriguez had lived in Greenwood for as long as she could remember. Her family had been a cornerstone of the community, running a small bakery that had become a gathering place for locals. Maria's memories were intertwined with the laughter of children playing in the nearby park and the familiar faces that graced the sidewalks. One day, the winds of change began to blow through Greenwood. An influx of young professionals, drawn by the promise of sleek luxury apartments and trendy cafes, started to settle in. The aroma of artisanal coffee replaced the comforting scent of Maria's family bakery, and the laughter of children was drowned out by the hum of construction. As the skyline of Greenwood transformed, Maria found herself caught in the crossfire of progress. The building that housed her family's bakery was sold to developers, and soon the wrecking ball swung through, erasing decades of memories. The neighborhood she had known and loved was disappearing before her eyes, replaced by a glossy facade that seemed to mock the rich history that had once thrived there. Maria, along with many longtime residents, faced the harsh reality of gentrification. Rent prices skyrocketed, forcing families out of their homes. The once diverse community became a sea of faces that looked the same, reflecting the homogeneity of the new wave of inhabitants. Friends and neighbors were scattered across the city, and the sense of belonging that had defined Greenwood was slipping away. In the heart of this transformation, Maria clung to the remnants of her community. She joined protests, spoke at city council meetings, and fought to preserve the soul of Greenwood. But the gears of gentrification ground on, and Maria felt like a lone voice in a rapidly changing landscape. One day, as Maria walked through the gentrified streets, she stumbled upon a small art gallery tucked away in a renovated warehouse. The familiar aroma of oil paint and the sound of jazz music transported her back to the Greenwood of her youth. Intrigued, she stepped inside and discovered that the gallery was curated by a group of young artists who shared her love for the neighborhood's history. Through conversations with these artists, Maria realized that not everyone who had come to Greenwood was an enemy of its past. They, too, felt the weight of displacement in their own ways, and together they forged an unlikely alliance. The artists used their talents to celebrate the neighborhood's history, creating murals and installations that told the stories of the people who had shaped Greenwood. As the clash between the old and the new continued, Maria and her newfound allies became a symbol of resilience. They organized events that bridged the gap between the longtime residents and the newcomers, fostering a sense of unity in the face of change. Slowly, the neighborhood began to transform again, not into a replica of its former self but into a place where the past and present coexisted. Greenwood became a mosaic of stories, a testament to the strength of a community that refused to be erased. Through the eyes of Maria Rodriguez and the artists who stood by her side, the neighborhood found a new identity, one that embraced both the echoes of the past and the possibilities of the future.